I do. Welcome to my little ride around some parts of Blackburn. I'm currently going down to see Lynn's mum and dad because he's got a problem with the power line adapter for his computer, and as it turned out, the power line adapters would actually go into sleep, so to speak, in energy saving mode, which they're supposed to do, but Eddie thought they were faulty, and I would have done, and it just suddenly occurred to me that that's what the problem, or not problem, as it turns out, is actually the case. So, happy customer once again, up and running. His internet was unaffected, of course, so satisfied customer. So going down Shadsworth Road here towards excuse me, towards Intac, and this is sort of Saturday around lunchtime, Saturday the 28th of February 2015. The temperature was quite good on this particular day. It's a little bit damp. The roads were damp, but it was probably around about 8 degrees at that stage, which for the end of February is pretty good. It actually got up to 11 later on, so that's really good. 52 degrees Fahrenheit. That's very good for end of February. And here we are. This is Accrington Road. Just on my way. So what I decided to do, because the bike's not been out very much over the last few weeks, we have had a couple of rides since the new year, but I wanted to get rid of some pent up sort of what's the word, frustration at not being able to ride. And any biker knows exactly what I'm talking about, and it's a good excuse to scrub these tyres in a bit more. Even though the road surface was damp in a few areas, felt really good on the road, the Michelin Pilot 4s, so I'm very, very happy with them. So here we are, just arriving at Lynn's parents soon at this stage. That's it, job done. So we're back on Accrington Road now. There's, on the right there, apparently they're planning on building a huge hotel and leisure complex, so that'll pump some money into the area, hopefully, and regenerate it, because I think this comes under Blackburn, that bit. Yeah, I think it does. It's just past the border there. This is Blackburn now. We're in Blackburn now. Now Blackburn comes under Lancashire County Council. Blackburn is the borough, and Blackburn with Darwen Borough Council, which is what we're in now, they're what you call a unitary council, so they're not part of Lancashire. So they look after their own budget. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I think it's best being part of Lancashire. But what do we know? We're only voters. So this is this is Whitebird Road, just passing the bus station there, the bus garage, I should say, the old Blackburn Transport garage. We used to have beautiful buses, our own livery. Every area had its own liveried up buses and coaches, and that gave a town an identity. And now you've got all these, since 1986, the Conservative government at the time, under Margaret Thatcher, decided that they would, outside London, they would deregulate the bus services, the bus companies, and open it up to private enterprise. But what you got eventually a crazy situation. You got bus wars, where buses were fighting to get passengers. Now, on the face of it, that sounds a good idea. You know, more buses. The passenger doesn't mind who he or she gets on, as long as it's a bus and it's going where they want it to go. But it got crazy, absolute crazy, and the passengers, in my view, they did actually suffer in the end. It's a bit better now, but I don't know, the old buses were a lot better. You know, we had an identity. I like to, you know, when you go to a town, when I travel around England, Great Britain, you know, the first thing you notice, or I do anyway, is its transport. And if its transport is smart, clean, well then I think that reflects on the town that you're visiting. I think it's like a shop front window. So we're on the ring road now, and this road, as you can see, especially a bit further along here, is in particularly bad condition. To say it's a ring road, to bypass Blackburn, take traffic away from the centre of town, link it up with the motorway system, it's in a shocking state. So if you go down there on the right, there's a retail park, Curry's, a few furniture places. Curry's is an electrical store. You get things like Sony TVs and such like. Like an Aladdin's cave for me. There you are, that's it on the right with the red letters, Curry's. Passing under the railway. There you are, this is where the road's particularly bad. Just look at this here. When you're on the bike you can miss it, most of it, but in the car I know you go right through it unless you change lanes, and I don't think the other lanes are much better. So this ride, I'm just basically tootling about, just having a look round Blackburn, and I kind of made it up as I went along, really. I know some people, you know, enjoy seeing where we live. I certainly enjoy seeing other people's motorcycle videos, because it's nice to see where people actually live. You know, especially when your viewers, your audience is abroad somewhere. You know, whether it be in America or, you know, anywhere. And as I say every time on my commentary, I do value and encourage people to comment with anything really. Any suggestions for improving the production. Although I don't speak obviously whilst I'm riding, preferring to do a voiceover like I'm doing now, because I'm actually watching, you know, the video now. It's as though I am riding, and I think personally, I think it's better. You know, you can you do get stuck for things to say, I think, post-production sometimes, but if you imagine that you're riding the bike, well, things come into your mind just same, so you've got full concentration and you're in the warm. so this is coming up to Brownhill, part of Blackburn. Again, it's on the ring road. We come this way when we're going to our favourite Indian restaurant. Anyone who's seen our Facebook posts, our favourite Indian restaurant, namely Shahjahan. So this whole area was you know, the traffic system was altered many years ago, probably 20 years ago now, maybe 15-20 years. And they made a great job. It's a lot better than it used to be, but I just wish they'd you know, that centre bit there on your right, just passing it now, it's all full of weeds. It's all turning green with you know, it's just not kept. If they kept it nice, it would be nice. So now this is Ramsgrave Drive, and we're just about to leave Ramsgrave Drive and go over Pletgate, part of Blackburn. There's a big pub on your left here called the Knowles Arms, quite popular with people going out for a drink, and I think there's different functions that go on there, so quite a busy place. They were saying that there's actually 5 pubs close every week now in this country. 5. Because people's social habits have changed. A lot of them around here are turned into, well, they try to turn them into mosques. So quite ironic, really. Supposed to be against alcohol, but they take over what used to be a pub. Anyway, so it's rather sad to see this. I mean, you can't force people to go to pubs, but like, there's a nice pub there on your left there, the Royal Oak. That's quite nice inside there. We haven't been in there for years. I mean, if they relied upon our trade, you know, if Lynn and me, they relied upon Lynn and me, well, they'd all shut tomorrow, because we prefer to drink over a weekend. We have a bottle of wine, usually Australian red, Shiraz or something like that. Watch a movie and just chill out. So if most people are doing that, well, it's no wonder they're closing. This is a bad road. You can see the state, it's all breaking up. This is what they call 4-lane ends. This is coming up towards Revage. There used to be a pub here on the left called the Sportsman's Arms. It's not a pub now. I did know what it turned into, but I can't just remember just now. So this is Revage Road. Now Revage, we used to live in this part of Blackburn. We're actually soon to visit the road where we used to live, and there are some photographs taken from like 1986, I think it is, to about 1997. So, you know, 10 or 11 year period. So there's a park on your left there, Corporation Park. These are lovely houses on the right. Big, you know, these were built in around, you know, A lot of them 1900 or before. Victorian houses, really well built. Stone built, a lot of them, some red brick like this one. Very busy road this. They've actually, a few years ago there was an incident where an Asian driver driving down here at in excess of 100 miles an hour. The speed limit here is 30, and he killed a lady crossing the road just a bit further down than here. He was jailed. Soon got out though. I think he did probably 3 months, something ridiculous like that. So no deterrent. And of course they think, oh, we'd better put speed humps down, you know, slow traffic down. Well, they wouldn't have stopped him that day. So we all have to suffer now, because they're a damn nuisance, these speed humps. They're dangerous. But yeah, just imagine going down here at 100 miles an hour. I mean, it's so narrow. Parked vehicles there on your right. So this is Leamington Road. This is where we lived. And when we lived here, when we moved in 1986, this road, during the day, especially during the week, the working day, there were no cars. Just no cars, because people were out at work. Now this is our house here, 138, and I'm very sad to see it in this state. Now that's Leamington Road looking down in 1986. That's Lynn and her parents and her grandma outside our house. These are all photographs of Leamington. There's our 1980 Fiesta. There's Sam with Lynn. It was a lovely family home. There's me with Sam. That's Sam in her dinghy, but it's a paddling pool. That's me Auntie June and Sam. That's my mum and dad, Auntie June, Sam and Lynn. Jack and Bernice, they were from Canada. Sam in her school uniform, ready for school, first day at school. That's our Vauxhall Cavalier on Leamington, same. You can see how nice the house was compared with what it's like now. It's looking down Leamington. That's Lynn. That's my mum. I miss my mum. She died in 2001. There's my mum. That's Sam. There she is, skipping. Happy times. So you can see, look, you know, same windows, but the garden's gone at the front. The door is looking a mess. What a shame. Some happy times there. That house was built in 1900. Yeah. Yeah, happy times. We were there 15 years. We moved out in 2001. I've just been chatting to some neighbours of that were living across road from us at the time, and I've just been chatting and explaining what I were doing. They were looking very, very sort of, who's he? What's he doing? You know. And then when I put my flip up helmet up, he recognised me. Oh, it's you, Paul. It's you, Paul. So. Now this school here, this is St Silas's Road. This school, St Silas's School, on your left. The jury's out about this. Apparently it's a beautiful learning environment. This is the various stages of building school. And it's the school before was red brick. It was built, you know, probably Victorian time when the houses were built. But now we've got this huge modern school, as you can see. Look at that, and it just doesn't blend in. But inside, apparently, it's just unbelievable. The learning environment, you can imagine it all being light and airy and everything. But it just does nothing for the area. But anyway, so you can see, you know, it's sort of ancient and modern, isn't it? They've kept the red brick below, I guess, but you know, if it's a nice school to work in and learn in, well, you know, that's what it's all about. So this is coming to the end of St Silas's Road, coming towards Preston New Road. That's the Catholic school in front, Sacred Heart. St Silas's Church on your right with the big steeple. This is Bunter Lane. Very, very nice area, Blackburn, this. Big houses. Yeah, very, very expensive. These probably, you know, when times were good, between 300 and 500,000 pounds, if not more, these houses. So you certainly need money to live there. I used to walk up Bunter Lane, up here, from Mill Hill, where we're going, and we used to go to what they call Billings Wood. And we had some fun in there. And this house here, this building on your right, it was like, you knew when you got there, you knew you were nearly there. And we used to go catching frogs, and just generally just having good fun. Unfortunately, quite a few years ago now, there was somebody molested. Excuse me, molested in the woods, and I don't know whether it's, you know, put people off going in, i.e. children, I mean, but when we used to go in, we'd no problems like that. So this on your right is the new Witton Park Academy. Lynn went to Witton Park, but they've built a brand new building. So these are Witton Stocks lights. Again, there's loads of, if you look up Witton Stocks Blackburn, you'll see loads of old photographs showing how it was. I like the photographs that show the same scene, you know. I think there's one where it shows 1900, and there's a modern photograph, sort of 1990s or maybe 21st century, and you can see the buildings are still the same. It's just, you know, obviously there are differences, but I love to see photographs like that. Just shows how an area has changed over the century, you know. Now I'm turning into Preston Old Road now. This is Preston Old Road. Again, Witton. It comes under the place name of Witton, Witton. And down here on your right hand side is Witton Park. Now you can't see that, but there's a road to your left here. If you go down there used to be a car park, and at weekends it was empty, and it was for this factory on the left. It used to be called Scapa. I used to work there many years ago, and I remember my first motorbike, a Honda C50, and I was 17 years of age in 1980. My dad took me down on the back of it, because I wasn't able to ride at that time, and me being me, I got the bike in July, but I didn't ride on my own until the 1st of August, because that's when my insurance started it and everything, my provisional licence. But my dad used to take me down on the back so that I could have a go on this car park. Excuse me. And basically practice, and and I couldn't believe the power of this bike, because when you've been on this is Cherry Tree, by the way, Cherry Tree, turning into Green Lane now over the railway bridge. So when you've been used to a push bike, a bicycle, and then you've got this motorbike, albeit 49cc 4-stroke, the power was amazing. I couldn't believe it, and that was my first bike. And there is a picture of me on my Honda 50. There it is. So that's going over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. This is coming up towards Green Lane, the actual area called Green Lane. Now in 1974, although we lived in Mill Hill, now Mill Hill and Green Lane, they were bitter rivals. If you were a Mill Hill lad, you didn't go anywhere near Green Lane, and vice versa. There was bitter rivalry, like not gangs, not like they are now. Now this is Morley Avenue. Now my granddad lived on here, number 13 at the end, and my mum, this was my mum's childhood home, and there's a picture there of my mum on the right with Auntie June, her sister, on the left, taken, I don't know, 1950s. So this is coming down towards Fielding Crescent. Yeah, so if you were, and so we moved into Green Lane, into where I'm going now, Mereclough Avenue. It's actually called Meadowhead Close now. In 1974, and we were there for 16 weeks. And the reason we moved in there was because we were having modernisation. We were having our house modernised. We were having a toilet put inside, because unbelievably we didn't have an inside toilet until 1974. So I was 11 years of age. We had one outside, no light, freezing cold. We had it rewired. This is Mereclough, what was Mereclough, it's now called Meadowhead. We had it rewired, a nice new backyard. Now our backyard is just literally, a small area contained by a brick wall, and so we had that renewed, and a nice new concrete backyard floor ground done, so that were nice, all pattern. Now then, we're coming up to I'm looking for the number, and it's number 37, which is here. Found it by chance. I knew roughly where it was. So that house with the red door I lived in, and I've not been here since 1974. And I was trying to visualise, and I thought, well, there weren't any trees and things, it were all kind of bare. They'd just done them up, and lovely houses, but the people that were in them at the time, I'm going back 40 years now, 41 years, yeah, I saw some sights. I mean, I was only 11, but it was a bit of an education, it really was. So I then realised at this point that they've actually blocked this off, so you can't drive all the way up and all the way down, which is good because it stops traffic from using it as a shortcut, so it's a bit quieter. But again, they've made it nice. they've put some like a parking area there for residents by taking some of the road away, but they could really, and this is down to individuals, people, if they've bought the houses, because these used to be council houses. People used to rent. There was a shop here. There's a shop on the right there. Oh, I used to love going in that shop. I really did. So, but if individual people looked after their own gardens and had some pride in their area, well, then it would look a lot nicer. I mean, I know it's winter time. Winter time's always a bit drab. Obviously the trees are bare. The ground, is full of, salt from ice and snow. So it's not the best time to go around here. Maybe I should revisit it in summertime and show you the difference. In fact, I'll do that. But the houses are nice. I mean, during the 1980s, the then Thatcher government made it easier and promoted the sale of council houses, so that people who paid rent could actually buy their own house, take a mortgage out. And a lot of people actually did that, and they got into real financial difficulties, and there were repossessions, especially in the late 80s when interest rates were at 15%. It just crippled people. Now it's about 0.something%, I think, in it, interest, something like that. So for a borrower, it's brilliant. If you've got savings, it's not so brilliant. So this is Brother Street. Now, Lynn used to live on Brother Street. At this first house here, now, there. And again, there's photographs of there, And I remember when we were courting, all those years ago, 31 years ago this year. So at this stage I thought, oh, Bentham Road. I know a chap that lives on Bentham Road. I'll go and see if he's in. Now, this guy, Peter, I used to work with him many years ago, back in 1979. And I'm so glad that he remembered me, because and thanks to Facebook, we've got back in touch. We haven't actually met in the person yet. I were hoping that I would do that at this moment, but we've chatted on Messenger, and we've so much to catch up on. And as I say, I'm so glad he remembered. Look at that idiot there. Can't wait. He knows what I'm doing there. I'm trying to back into there and walk the bike in, and he just can't wait. Dickhead. So, with so much to catch up on, and as I say, I'm so glad that he remembered me. I just got a message one day. He inboxed me. He says, excuse me, sorry to trouble you, but are you the Paul King that went to J. Oldham and Sons? And of course, yeah, we're, and so we've a lot to catch up on. So I haven't seen him since 1980 when he left to travel the world with another friend of mine. So just gone over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal again. Now, all this on your right there, this spare land, there used to be a factory called Netlon. And before that, a church. There was a church on that land. Now the church went, I don't know whether it, when I was a little lad, when I was a baby perhaps, or before. I only knew Netlon. But this is Mill Hill, this is New Chapel Street, and on your right there, that's Millow Gardens. Many a happy time there as a child, because this was my area. This is where I grew up. I lived here from 1963 to 1986. Now this is Millwall Station. That's what it used to look like. Quite a bit different now. There used to be, just where we've gone over there, just before the bridge, on the left hand side, it's amazing really, there used to be some toilets, some gents toilets, and I remember going in, and there were no roof on, it was just open air, you know, so there was like a channel, you know, for spending a penny, and I guess a couple of cubicles, but no roof. So if it were raining, you got wet. But there were no ladies. It just shows you how times were different then. You know, the ladies were usually at home, you see. You know, bringing up family. So there were no need for their toilets. It were the men that worked. Now this is coming into Peel Street. This is at side of the railway. This is Waterfall Mill. Or what was Waterfall Mill on your left. It's grand to see that still there, because it's, you know, these are old buildings, these are a lot of history. Now here you'll see a photograph come up, and it shows the River Darwen, which is underneath here, where it comes under. Like, can you see it's right up to that wall? And I think that was 2012. And if you'll notice, when I turn right now, under the railway bridge, you'll see the wall, the same wall on your right. And they've actually topped it off a bit, made it higher, for that reason, because it came right over there and flooded this whole road. Amazing. So this is Hollinbridge Street. I think it's Hollinbridge Street, or Hamilton Street, it's one of the two. The old red wreck on the right hand side there. So again, this is coming towards Ewood, part of Blackburn. Ewood, that's E, letter E, Wood, Ewood. Now we're going to be going over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal again at this stage. Now coming down to Bolton Road, as you'll notice, any biker will know, just watch these cars, this van cutting this corner. They've absolutely no idea how to drive, no idea at all. Now this is going under the railway bridge. Now on the right hand side here is the old Blackburn Royal Infirmary. Now Blackburn Royal Infirmary closed in 2006, and it then became the single site in Royal Blackburn. Now as you can see, it's been demolished. Now it's causing a lot of anger, and emotions are running very high within the town because of this decision to knock it down. They were supposed to, originally the plan was to knock most of the infirmary down, but keep the old part, the war memorial part, and make flats, you know, and redevelop it into exclusive flats, and they'd have a lovely view of the canal and that. So, but sadly it's not happened, and we've seen it being demolished. So this is Bolton Road. They've just resurfaced this road. They've made it better, a lot better. It's not right. I mean, it's, as you're riding, you can feel, you can see the, you know, it's a bit bumpy. You know, it's not done properly. That road will not last. That is for sure. I mean, they've painted it now. They've yet to paint further where we've just come. But at least now you've got an idea which lane to go in, because before it was just all paint had gone, and it was just a wide road with potholes, and it was awful. So at least now you know which lane to go in. So coming down Great Bolton Street here, and I'm going to be coming up Grimshire Park on my way back home. So that's the ice arena in front, Blackburn Ice Arena. Been in there a few times watching ice hockey. So we're just coming up Grimshire Park now. It's as you can see, it's just after lunch now on Saturday, so it's quite busy. And yes, the rain started to come down quite heavy at this stage. I was quite lucky really getting a dry ride, because the rain was forecast. I mean, it was expected, but so just going over the Leeds and Liverpool Canal again. That canal's, if you look up Leeds and Liverpool Canal, you'll find a lot of history about the construction of it. All the Irish navvies that built it with their bare hands. What a fantastic piece of engineering! You know, built in, I don't know, 17 something, I think. So amazing. And it opened up, you know, for the textile trade, the cotton trade, into Yorkshire, and you know, it opened up the port of Liverpool, you know, to the to West Riding of Yorkshire. So it was vital, because the canals were the motorways and freeways of the day. So this is a notorious roundabout for collisions, because it's very, very busy, and you've got a garage there. You saw that petrol station in a really bad place. So coming up Haslingden Road now. So we're due to end this ride within the next minute or so. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the ride and the bit of information that I've been giving you. You know, it sort of, it was nice to go around the old part of where I grew up. Yeah, it's nice to go back. Although it's, you know, distance wise, it's only, you know, just across the other end of town really. But we don't tend to go around there now, because we've no need to. So it's nice to actually potter about on a bike and explore what it's like now, you know. So Sylvie was getting a bit dirty at this stage. She's nice and clean now. I washed her off yesterday just before rain came on. So she's nice and clean in the garage. So this is the Royal Blackburn on your left. This is what replaced the old Blackburn Royal Infirmary in 2006. It was Queen's Park Hospital, and then when they extended it and then opened it up as the Royal Blackburn Hospital, of course BRI ceased to be. They've recently resurfaced this roundabout again. You know, it's welcome, but it's not brilliant. You know, you're driving along and riding along, and it's not level. It's not. They haven't done it properly. So if you don't do a job proper, you know, if it's not quality workmanship, then you're not going to get longevity. You know, it's not going to last, is it? So they're going to have to come back at some stage and redo it. So it's just false economy to me. The taxpayer's not getting value for money. Anyway, there we are. So give us a thumbs up, please subscribe and comment to FJR Barker Paul. And I'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.